Hey everyone, it's Heather, and it is almost the eclipse. We are less than 12 hours. No, a little bit more than 12 hours. We're less than 24 hours away. So I wanted to do a reading. What is going to happen in the next 24 hours? Before I get started, if you're interested in seeing more readings from me, please like this and subscribe to my channel. I have a couple other readings that I've posted over the last few days that specifically hone in on the eclipse energy. These are pick a card readings. I have a tapping session. So if any of those call to you, I will link them below. And anything you have comments on or input on or questions on, please comment. I really appreciate it and I love interacting with everyone. Okay. Whew. We're going to take a nice cleansing breath. Ground our energy. I'm going to have some water. Okay. Deck. I'm going to start with my Witch's Oracle deck. Okay, we're going to hone in on what's going to happen in the next 24 hours. What is this eclipse energy bringing us, guides? What is coming in or leaving? There's probably going to be a lot that needs to be let go of. So what is coming in or leaving in the next 24 hours? What can we expect? And I just had surgery day before last. I have a bunch of stitches in my back and arm. So I'm just going to talk and draw cards, and we're going to go with the flow. And I have absolutely no expectations. I'm not sure how this will last. So just hang in there with me, and hopefully we can get some good information about what the universe has in store for us over the next 24 hours. And I will say that we're going to go with, I'll say it's 24 hours for me, but this will be for 24 hours from whenever you see this video, okay? Okay. The elements, back to basics. Ooh. Okay, so I don't do tarot. It has never resonated with me. But I know some of the cards, and that is coming across as a tower card. Okay? It's the universe is breaking things down to get us back to basics. It's tearing away things from us that feed our egos. Okay, what else? Stagnation. This is such a cool deck. It really delves into the shadows. Some of my decks are more beautiful and visualization, like very pretty and magical. Some of them delve more into the shadows, and that's really what this eclipse season is going to be bringing up. And so I really wanted to use this reading to delve into our shadows, but we need some positive cards too, so we'll get there. Okay, Moon Water Reset. Yay. Okay. Let's draw one more. Let's just do one more card. Self-love and acceptance. That's beautiful. It's so funny too. I've used this deck a lot for readings for myself, and I have gotten these same cards over and over and over again. And I have shuffled this deck like a million times. So this is where we're at in the energy. My energy is just like this energy. This reading is for the collective, but I'm part of it, so we're all on the same level. Okay. Back to basics. Like I said, the Tower card, the energy that's coming up, the eclipses are really, really breaking up the energy. And I'm getting chills as I say this. It's something, there's obviously going to be some challenges. There's going to be some anxiety. But it is so magical in the way that the universe is stepping in to force us onto our path, our spiritual path. And this, it is forcing us to see what is in our path for us individually, and it's pulling away that ego. Any path that we're on that is ego-centered, that is based in our ego, that is fueling our ego, is getting torn down. And that's why I saw the Tower card so clearly, because I mean, it's not chaos and horrible things are happening. I'm not going to go there. Yes, there's going to be some challenging things, and yes, there might be some not great things, but we're not going to go there for everybody. Okay. It tends to be when those really, really bad situations come along, it's either something that we have predestined for our life, that we have wanted to experience at a soul level. And so we came into this life with a plan to experience that. Or it's when we have been resisting for so long and ignoring all the signs, ignoring all of the guidance from our spiritual guides and our angels, ignoring our intuition, when we are so deep down our path and so ego-centered that the universe really has to create a huge shock to get us out of that place. That is when we get the more traumatic type of events. So for this reading, we are going to try to focus on the positive. Okay, so the things that are going to be kind of torn down or taken away are things that are too ego-focused. And when I say ego, it's not necessarily ego like, we're egotistical tool bags, okay? No, this is more like the egos that we have created for ourselves around like this ideal that we have created about who we need to be after being in this life. And that could be from parents, from society, from our teachers growing up, our friends. We have this ideal about who we need to be and what we need to do and how we're accepted. That's all part of that ego. And it's the older we get, the more trauma we experience, the more situations that we experience, that ego tends to get farther and farther and farther and farther away from our soul. And our guides and the universe have to kind of pull us back into place through these experiences throughout our life. And as I said before, sometimes we don't listen, and so the jolts can get more powerful and more pronounced as time goes on to make us listen. Okay, so that's the elements card. We're just breaking things down to get us out of that ego and to get us back to our soul level. What do we need to get rid of in our life that does not align with our soul? Okay, this mud and moss card, stagnation. What I'm getting from that card is, I think a lot of us have been feeling stuck lately, stuck in a rut, stuck in patterns, stuck in these feelings. And sometimes we are absolutely stuck in life. We can't get ahead, or we can't do this, and things aren't working out for us. Sometimes the stuckness is just all in our head. It's this make-believe construct that we have created due to past trauma, past lives, anything like that. So a lot of us, and me included, have been feeling this stuck energy for a long time. And for some of you, I am right there with you. We have been at some of the lowest points in our lives emotionally than we've ever experienced before. And this has happened over the last few months, the last year. The message I'm getting is that it is to force upon us to see why we're stuck, to see what's really not working, to see what we really don't like about our life, about who we are. It's to force us to view how we want to change our life. How are we not happy? How are we feeling stuck? How are we abusing ourselves mentally? What are our negative thought patterns? What are our chakra issues. What traumas do we have that create triggers? And it all blends together and has kind of put us in the bad state. And it's like hitting rock bottom. Maybe not for everyone, but it has that energy surrounding it. It's like until you're at the bottom, until you're desperate to get out of your situation, until you just feel hopeless, you can't see how things can improve. I don't quite understand that. I'm just going to keep going, and hopefully it'll sink in as we go. Okay, so another thing that's coming is that like quicksand. They're showing me. I'm seeing myself in quicksand. Like you just can't get out, and it's like this feeling of panic. Like what's going to happen? And so maybe the panic, and this reset card is next. Maybe this panic is to force a reset, or maybe that's it. It's to get us out of our heads. Thank you, guys. I finally got it. It's to get us out of our heads. Because we are when we become hopeless, the energy that we're trying to make things work, and we're trying to do this, and we're trying to do that, and we're trying to work and scrape, but when we get to that rock bottom hopeless state, we let go. And when we let go, the universe can step in and maneuver things how it needs to. And this came up in one of my readings the last couple days. I can't remember which one it was. Anyway, so, it was yesterday's reading. It was pile 1 of yesterday's reading. When we are trying to manifest something or create something, we sometimes get so wrapped around exactly how we want it to look, we end up totally tripping up the universe. We get in our own way because we want it to look like this, or we want it to, feel like that. And so there's so many expectations that we put on it. The universe can't just step in and do what it needs to do because our energy is conflicting with what the universe needs energetically to propel us forward or put us in that place. And so by being so specific and so mandatory about it has to look like this, and it has to be created this way, and we're going to have it in this amount of time, and we get all wrapped around the how and the timing, and that screws the universe up. And so by forcing us into this place of stagnation, into this place of quicksand, all of our energy is like gone. We're hopeless. We're to a place of we have nothing left. And it is to force us. And I'm getting emotional. I'm sorry. I'm right there with some of you. It's been a very, very difficult few months. So I understand any of you who are going through the same thing. When we get to this place of just kind of hopelessness, where we're just kind of going along doing what we do, but we have absolutely no hope for our future. We don't know what we want to do. We're with this utter place of stagnation. The universe can step in because we are not putting out any energy about what we want or how we want it or how it has to be done or when it has to be done. We get out of our own way. And that is what has been happening. And we are now at this time, what I'm getting with this card, and it's a 4/4 too, the angels. During what I want to say over the next part of the eclipse, through the eclipse, with the first phase of the eclipse, it's eclipse season because we have the two eclipses together. We have the lunar eclipse, I believe, and then the solar eclipse at the end of the month. Maybe I got them backwards. Either way, there's two eclipses. There's one the 13th, 14th, and then one the 29th, about the 29th. So during this period, and potentially all the way into September, because September is the next eclipse. We need to be working on self-love. We have to go through a phase of radical self-love and acceptance. And this may mean releasing relationships, friendships, jobs, careers, activities, along with thoughts and expectations for yourself. Expectations is a huge one. We have to get rid of, like what I just talked about with this reset. We have to get rid of all these expectations that people have put on us throughout our lives. And we have to get to this place of radical self-acceptance, to where when we step into a new role, when we are offered a new job, when we find a new career path, when that love comes along, we will be able to recognize it, because we will match vibrationally. And in the place that we're in this place of stagnation and probably self-hatred and anything else that's coming up, the energy, our vibrational energy is so low, we're not going to be able to find and align with what the universe is setting up for us. And so we are being asked, and I get the feeling that our angels will help us go through a phase of radical self-acceptance. And I don't like to talk about myself too much. Maybe sometimes I prattle on a little bit, but and they just keep reminding me of what I'm going through right now, and that is completing or walking away from a career I've had for 14 years, and just not doing anything for a little while to figure out what aligns, because I've gotten to the point where I despise doing it every day. And for some people, they would think it's a dream job, but for me, I've gotten to the place where I hate it. So my guides are saying a lot of you might be in that same space. You are maybe not a job, or maybe not a career. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's a friendship. Maybe it's a like a family relationship. My neck and my back. Maybe it's a feeling about yourself. You just realize, why am I feeling this way? This is causing me so many problems. Maybe it's an addiction too. The eclipses can clear out addictions too. I say that as I crave my coffee. Sorry. So that's what's coming up right now. Okay. So let's see. Let's move on to another deck. Oh God. With my stitches in my back, I can only sleep on one side of my body, and so everything is ooh, you know what I want to do? Okay. I want to do a little affirmation. These are fun. These are one of Gabby Bernstein's deck. Okay, let's do an affirmation for us as we go into this period of self-love and learning to love ourselves and accept ourselves. Let's see what affirmation we can work with. Okay, guides, give us an affirmation for self-love as we go through the eclipse season and beyond. Oh gosh, I know you're there. Okay, what affirmation? I'm seeing yellow. Like yellow, like yellow and daisies. Okay. A couple came out. Okay. I accept the gifts I've been given as a high service to the world. Oh, that's perfect. Because what these eclipses are doing, they're helping us eradicate the ego, right? So as we eradicate the ego, we can get in touch with our gifts that will help us help the world. And that's why many of us are here, to raise the vibration, to heal the world. And so by getting rid of the ego, we can follow our soul's path to help the world in service. Okay. Oh, this is so good too. Okay. Now, if any of you, like me, suffer from chronic illness, this is absolutely perfect. I cherish every cell in my body. So perfect. Okay, I'm going to keep these aside. We're going to keep going with other decks, but I want to keep those aside and reiterate them at the end of the reading. Okay, so let's see. Ooh, the Energy Oracle deck. Okay. Whoa, 24 hours. Okay, the Garden and the Gate. What is coming in the next 24 hours for us? Okay, what is coming? Anxiety. Yeah. Figure that one. Okay, I'm not. Oh, yep. Okay, those fell out anyway. All tied up. And financial constraints. So, okay. Wow, it all feels like more of this trapped energy. The financial constraints, all tied up. And look, she's tied up. There's like nothing to give. There's anxiety. And then the Garden and the Gate, which I always think she's looking like she's kind of trapped in the garden. Like, although she has this beautiful place to live, she wants more. She's looking out onto the world like she's missing out on something. That's always what I feel when I get this card. Well, I shouldn't say always, but a lot of the time. All four of these cards are all about being trapped and tied up and stuck financially, emotionally. Okay, so let's see. What's the energy? Okay, we have a lot of people, or there may be a lot of people listening. A lot of people may have anxiety and fears, root chakra based. You might not be able to hear your inner voice. You might be trapped, and so you can't express yourself the way you want to. So like, you can't be authentic. You can't be real with people. You have to be fake. You have to show your people a side of yourself that's not fully you. Some of you might be having financial issues. Some of you might be trapped in a relationship or a job that you desperately want out of, but you can't because of financial relationships. They might be all tied together as well, like trapped in a job, trapped in a relationship that you can't get out of because of the financial restraints, and you can't speak your mind. So all of these are tied together, and so these are going to, what I'm feeling is all of these apply to all of you. So different situations, okay? And the eclipses are going to bring these to the surface in the next 24 hours to highlight what you need to heal. Okay, so what I want to do with that is okay, guides, I'm going to ask how we can heal these things that have come up. Okay. You know, the what's coming forth with financial constraints, even before I draw or anything, is the solar plexus chakra, and it's your worth, and it's not feeling how worthy you are of having money, being prosperous. Okay, so for those of you who are having financial constraints, it's all about the solar plexus chakra. Okay, authenticity. What's coming up for authenticity, if you can't feel like you can be yourself or share or express like who you truly are, what's coming up is the root chakra. Now, granted, when we talk about the authenticity, a lot of times it's the throat chakra, but what I'm picking up here is an issue with the root chakra because you're afraid. It's like a basic necessity fear. So maybe you had some kind of abuse when you were a child and you couldn't be who you were because you would get hurt because of it. Or maybe you're in a job now where if you are yourself, you could get fired. And so it's kind of like it's money related, but it's also related to your authenticity. So if you're feeling that you can't be yourself in some kind of situation, if you have to hide who you are, work on your root chakra. It's something about the root chakra and healing that to help you feel safe being who you are. Okay, let's see. What else? The anxiety is wrapped around the root chakra as well. And the anxiety is just about general safety, security, in all sorts of ways, financial, being yourself. So we have a lot of root chakra healing that can be done. Let's see, the garden and the gate, feeling trapped, feeling stuck, feeling you can't move forward. That is coming across actually as a lack of passion. It's coming from the heart chakra, and it's a feeling of you haven't fully aligned with what brings you true passion, what you really love. And so you're kind of stagnant because you don't have those feelings of passion to propel your manifestations forward. You're like, you don't know what you really love. So you're just kind of stuck. So for example, you're in a job, you're doing your job, and I've been there. I've been in my career for 14 years, and it was a dream career at one time. And I have no idea what I'm actually passionate about. And so some of you might be in that same place where you really don't know what's next. You don't know what you want to do because you don't nothing really resonates with you. And so in your heart, you don't have that powerful emotion. And when we're talking about manifesting, feeling it in the heart and that loving something and having a passion for something and having that very high vibrational energy coming from you is what draws in the manifestation. And for those of you in this position, I'm feeling that you just don't know what you're necessarily passionate about. And what's coming through is this is very important for you to take a step back and stop focusing on moving forward and just figure out what's going to make you happy now. And I'm not saying things like, shopping or eating or, the things that are not very good for us. I'm talking about maybe exploring new things, if it's spending time with your friends and family, or if it's going outside on long walks or something like that, something that will help you reconnect with yourself from a soul level. And they are asking you to take a step back from where you're currently at. Don't think about the future. Don't think about moving forward and what you need to move forward. Think about what you just want right now in this instance. Focus on the present. Because there's just too much energy about the future, and you're stuck because you don't really know how to create the future, but you're being helped by the universe to not move forward so you don't move into something that isn't aligned for you. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Let's do, the happy family was on the bottom of the deck. Oh, that's fun. Happy family was on the bottom of the deck, along with victory, angel of love, and strategy. I just took 4 more. I decided to take 4 more. And these are all filled with gold and love and beautiful colors and things coming in. Okay, so when is this going to happen? So we're moving, if we can move past this energy. Okay, I'm not sure if this will work. Okay. Guides, if we have love and victory and prosperity coming in, happy family coming in. Oh, this is so interesting how I laid them down too. I didn't even notice this. Oh, okay, I wish I had my top camera now. But I laid these on top of each other. This one on top of this one. And it feels like she is yearning for something. She is yearning for love and passion. And look at this, Angel of Love steps in. Holy crap. We were talking about this with the passion card, or the heart chakra and passion. And this is where I laid it. The angels are going to step in to help you find something that you're passionate about. But hang tight in the present. Find your passion in the present. Find something that just makes you happy right now. Don't worry about the future. Okay. I laid the happy family on top of anxiety. If there are things, feelings, emotions, anxieties around your family about financial constraints, now we're talking about in the next 24 hours. These could come up in the next 24 hours, might take some time to resolve, but what I'm feeling here is that if you broach those feelings, if you allow yourself to move through your anxiety, to move through your fears, to move through any high emotions that we're going to have because of the eclipse, if you move through that, it's going to be a happy resolution. Okay, there's going to be an opening. You might end up speaking harsh words to, a partner or your family members or other people, but in the end, it feels like the words need to come out. The words need to be said. The emotions need to be worked through. And in the end, it will bring a resolution. Hopefully. Okay, yeah. So it's just, I have to do this because this is how I laid them, and I did not mean to lay them like this. Okay, so this, victory. Victory and all tied up. Work through these emotions. Your root chakra, and I'm getting the feeling the solar plexus chakra too, maybe the throat chakra. Those are always tied together for me. The way I see those, they're always tied together, those three chakras. Work through those chakras, and you're going to, at some point, you're going to be able to use your voice, and you're going to win. A victory is coming for you. Okay? Let's see. There's a lot of different ways that it could be a victory, but you're going to be on top. And it might be a little win, it might be a really big win, but it's going to make you feel like you're winning. So that's the message there. Okay. And then we have the financial constraints, right? But then look at this. This is journaling and strategy, but there's coins. There's coins. Okay, I can never do this backwards. There's coins right here. And it just feels like it's blossoming. And it's funny because it's even kind of the same colors. You have those gold colors, and then you have a little bit of like the bright gold here, and then you see the bright gold. It just feels like it's coming up. We're close to St. Patty's Day, and I just see a cauldron, like a little, maybe not a cauldron, but that's kind of what you see with the leprechauns, kind of a cauldron. Anyway, I just see it bubbling up with coins. So this is coming. You have to work through all this in the next 24 hours. This is going to either start or you're going to have opportunities to clear it. But all of this is coming up in the next 24 hours, and these are opportunities to grow. Big growth. Big growth. Okay. So, where are we at? We are at 30 minutes. I'll keep going a little bit longer. What cards? Okay, let's try this deck. 7 energies. Okay, what's coming up in the next 24 hours? What is coming up? Oh, okay. Exposed and revealed. Oh, that's not a surprise. Feeling the world. Okay. What else? What's coming up in the next 24 hours? Take 2 more cards. Next 24 hours. What's coming up in the next 24 hours, guys? Call of the Muse. And open to discovery. Now, I just have to say, this is freaking me out. Not really freaking me out, but it's just, I'm like, what the hell? Because these two cards have come up together in 3 readings now. This is the 3rd reading that they have come up. And the interesting thing is this is 13 and this is 31. And so they're reversals. They've mean different things in different readings, but we'll see how this plays out. Okay, so first we have exposed and revealed. This is the stuff that's being revealed during the eclipse. Like in the very first card I drew, the elements, your deepest fears, your deepest wounds are being revealed during the eclipse to get you to heal those before you can move on. They have to be exposed. It's all the shadow stuff. The shadow stuff is coming up. It is being exposed so you can heal it, so you can grow. And that's what keeps us stuck. Our shadow selves are in place to protect us. However, the shadow holds on to things and we don't need it to. It protects us, but we have to get to the place where we have to be able to heal those aspects of ourselves that the shadow is no longer protecting us from. I don't know if I said that right. Just ignore that. I think I said it all screwed up. Okay, so what's coming forward with feeling the world is just that right now we're going to be feeling a lot of energy. Okay, the world, when the eclipses come, it stirs up a lot of energy. Everyone is going to be going through these emotions and these fears. The shadows are all coming to the surface to be illuminated so they can be dissolved, so the energy can be transmuted. And for those of you who are empaths especially, but for everyone, you're likely going to be feeling that energy. You're going to have extra anxiety, extra stress, extra fears. So the guidance for this over the next 24 hours and through the rest of the eclipse season until the end of the month is to really differentiate where your fears end and other people's fears begin, okay? This is the time to stay off of news. I mean, obviously that's not easy because we have so much going on politically, but take a step away from that if you can. I recommend it. Take a step away from the TV. Block out all the bullshit that's going on around us and just focus on you. Get yourself water to help you ground. Ground into the earth as often as possible. Crystals, if crystals to help you ground. Anything water related, water activities, depending on where you are in the world, you might not be able to go swim or something like that, but allowing water to rush over you, whether in the shower, and I say rushing over you to cleanse. Baths are not always great because it's kind of like the energy, you sit in that energy, whereas showers, they kind of wash over you and they help cleanse and wash away the energy. So any kind of water is going to be really good for you right now to kind of cleanse those emotions. And make sure that you're approaching others with compassion, with love. You don't necessarily have to love people because some people are really difficult to love. I understand that. But at least approach things from a standpoint of love. And so I often use, I have in my own oracle deck, I have a love armor card. And darker energies don't like love. So if you just project love, if you feel love inside of you and just project it, the darker energies will be quieted or they will go away. So approaching things with love is, or at least using that love armor, is what I am being guided to suggest. Okay. Call of the Muse. Call of the Muse is once we start to eradicate all this stuff And this is not going to, I don't believe this is coming in the next 24 hours, because a lot of things are going to be stirred up in the next 24 hours. This is coming soon, though. Once you can clear through all the bullshit, the shadows, the fears, anything that's holding you back, you will get little snippets of guidance. And it's coming from your higher self, not external entities like guides or angels, really, but your higher self, because your higher self is what's guiding you to follow your path. Now, angels and ascended masters and everything like that step in when we ask for help, but our higher self, a piece of us did not go into this human body. There's still our higher self that is out there guiding us to get us to where we chose to go before we came into this body, the path that we chose before we came into this body. So what they're showing me is that our higher selves will be guiding us. Our higher selves will kind of be our muse to give us little snippets of information to help us find our way. And that could be a little bit of inspiration to do something, or a little inspiration to read this book, and then we get inspiration from the book to act on something. So that's going to be coming. Opening to discovery. Now this, a very similar card came up in one of my readings yesterday. And that is because we are in a portal right now. It is a new portal. Timelines are shifting. Things are changing energetically. The earth is moving into a more 5D state. And so for some of you, things that you know or you thought you knew will be shifting. Things will be different. You might be seeing things. You might be having crazy dreams. You might be having visualizations or experiencing things in your body that you never experienced before. And this is because you are changing energetically and potentially even physically, like DNA being restructured and changed. And that is because your soul's purpose requires you to be different. And you are now at the place, and the world is at the point to where this can happen. And so you might be kind of like Alice in Wonderland, falling down the rabbit hole and walk into something that is completely different to what you have ever known or thought you knew before. And I promise you're not crazy. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I promise, I swear to God, you're not crazy. Things are shifting. They are aligning for you. This is a necessity for you because you are getting either like a physical upgrade for new powers, new spiritual gifts. You're getting an upgrade, or you can now see what you couldn't see before because of your frequency or blocks or things like that. And this is the card, so this affirmation comes to mind. I accept the gifts I've been given as a high service to the world. So you might be coming online with new gifts. You might be seeing things. You might be able to talk to spirits. You might have warm, sweaty palms because you can now heal. So there's all sorts of things that could be happening during this time. This is a portal. Things are changing. Things are shifting in massive ways. Ways this earth hasn't seen. Or at least hasn't seen for a very long time. So, let's see, where are we at? We're at 44 minutes. Okay. I want to do a little self-love stuff. I love this deck. It's the Divine Feminine deck. Okay. Joy, pure happiness. Oh, it's really hard to see those. Okay. Joy. I guess that wants to come out. Wisdom. Oh. Wisdom. One more. Grounding. Okay. Focus on your joys. And this is actually absolutely perfect for spring. Little bunnies and spring flowers. Since it's March, that's absolutely perfect. Wisdom, knowledge and understanding. And I love the moons going overhead. That's perfect for the eclipse. And then grounding. As I mentioned before, grounding, we have to ground through this time, through these feelings and through these anxieties and everything else that's going on. Grounding is going to be essential to us. Okay, so what's coming through with joy? Follow your intuition. Your intuition is going to lead you to things that resonate, that bring you joy and that resonate with you. And that's funny because I chose purple today for this reading just because intuition, something told me I needed to do something that's to portray intuition. So I chose purple. So that's perfect. Follow your intuition over the next 24 hours, over the next couple of weeks. And if you're going through this continually for the next, till September, it's following your intuition. It's allowing your intuition to guide you and letting your higher self be that voice. There's going to be a lot coming in. I see a lot coming in through the summer, through September. I know generally the eclipse season is like from one eclipse to another, generally within the same month. But there's going to be a lot of shifts going on, a lot of things falling away this month between the eclipse tomorrow and the eclipse, or for some of you tonight, whenever you're seeing this. Anyway, between the eclipse in the next 24 hours and the eclipse at the end of this month, there's going to be a lot happening to break things away. And a lot of knowledge and wisdom is going to come in, and you are going to be using that knowledge and wisdom and what you've released over the next couple weeks to propel you into something, or to prepare for the eclipse in September that will prepare you. It's going to be different for everyone. But this is going to be an ongoing process. They're showing me that this first little bit, this month, the eclipses this month are going to just destroy everything. And I don't say that in a bad way. Just break it all down for us. Break down the ego. Break down our shadow side, our shadow selves, our issues, our fears. Break that all down. Expose it to the light. So we can start learning a new way of being. And that's funny because it's the military. That I was in the military for 17 years. And that's what kind of basic training is for. They break you down so they can build you up. And that's what this is. This is like boot camp. So this eclipse season in March is like boot camp. Super fun. Okay, I am going to end with one last card, and it's this from one of the moon decks, and I love this. It's just so pretty. So I don't use this card. The cards stick together really bad, so I don't use it very often. I know the more I use it, the less they will stick. But so we'll see. It might take me a little bit to get this out. Okay, 24 hours. What's coming in the next 24 hours, guys? What's coming in the next 24 hours? Okay. Honor your feelings. Okay. Whatever comes up, it's that shadow stuff that's coming up. Whatever comes up, honor it. Don't hide it. Don't push it down. You're feeling it for a reason, even if you have absolutely no idea where it comes from. Some of it could be past lives. Some of it could be stuff from childhood that you can't remember due to self-preservation. But honor the feelings. let them wash over you, work through them. That's the only way to get them to heal. Okay? Okay, one last look at our 2 affirmations to remember through the eclipse season. I accept the gifts I've been given as a high service to the world, and I cherish every cell in my body. I cherish every cell in my body. Okay, I'm going to sign off there. I might come back on tomorrow, depending on what I feel. I will see how the energy of the eclipse transpires. But if you need anything, if you have any questions, I am offering a sale. It's only $33 for a 30-minute reading that's specifically for the eclipse. So if you need something specific relating to the eclipse or what's happening because of the eclipse, please follow my website below and the link to the reading, and you can book a reading with me. Okay? I'm sending you guys love and good energy, good vibes as we work through the eclipse. And I hope you have an amazing 24 hours.